Finally, the pod has come back. And today, I am here with the quag beating, no cheating, Spiritoon playing, Pika Ram slaying, Bayhian barling, Ninetails starling, people's champ, Mr. Tubbs Woolner. How are you, sir?
Oh, that was fantastic. I'm fine, thank you.
It is great. I know, and we are back, and it's not going to be for long because I'm on holiday next week, but we are back for a podcast, and I don't know what the hell we're going to talk about. How's things?
Yeah, not bad. Obviously, Sheffield was what feels like a million years away now.
Sheffield was awful because I did
Yeah.
not make points. Because I got bodied by someone who apparently wanted to certify their points. And
Whoops.
so, gentleman's agreement? No. Did I prize badly? Yes. Does
Did
it
you draw
matter now?
badly?
Did I draw badly? It didn't matter if you with Pika Rob, if you prize both Prism stars, you just lose.
Okay.
But that doesn't matter now. The fact is, you got points.
Yes.
You got
I ended
points.
up one.
Spiritomb.
Yeah. Funny story about that one.
Go into it. Go into it
Yeah.
while I eat these crisps. And have a drink after that intro. That was very loud.
That one. I was all set. I had the perfect dark box list. I was like, yeah, I'm totally, absolutely ready for Sheffield.
There's no such thing.
I know.
No such thing as a perfect dark box list.
Because the week before, I got top 4 points at a challenge, went to a cup the next day and got absolutely rammed.
So I got top 4 points at a challenge. So the only points you got from a challenge. It's the only points you can get from a challenge, really.
Well, I don't know. It was 4 point off top 8 points.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Basically regional.
Well, might as well have been world.
Might as well have been worlds. Who was there?
So yeah, I was. Oh god. Well, all of the good UK people because they all contribute around Norwich. So.
Well, only the. So the. I'm not going to say that on podcast. I am going to say it on podcast. So the good players in the UK are split between Norwich and UK, and like maybe a bit up north.
Yeah.
But anywhere in the south, just.
Well, what is the south? I mean, I'm right on the east, so.
Push them to the side with a broom. It's a fucking. Yeah. Sideshow bob them away.
Yeah. Anyway,
how did it go?
Completely off topic.
It's going to be happening a lot today.
Until I got rammed, so I had no idea what to play. Had no cards, no money to buy extra cards. Already had the tickets. So I was going anyway.
No, you didn't, liar.
I did.
I bought you the ticket.
I know.
You paid me back.
Yeah. So the ticket was already bought.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So that was I was going regardless. So I thought about the format and thought abilities are pretty good, right? So I messaged in the chat. I said abilities are pretty good, and everyone's like, "Yeah, abilities are pretty good." So I said, "How good would Weavile be?"
And everyone went awful because Weavile GX is trash, and that was it.
No, evil ammunition.
We know.
So 50 per abilities. You swing reasonably 150, 200.
Yeah.
For one energy. That sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
So we were sort of discussing back and forth what to play it with. We ended up on Spiritoon and some Ultra Beasts.
What does Spiritoon do to people who don't know what Spiritoon does?
Spiritoon has a fantastic ability where it damages itself by 10.
Oof.
That's the. It has 60 HP, 1 dark attack, does 10 damage plus 30 for every damage counter on you. So you do 160 if you have 10 HP left. Yeah. Otherwise, you'll just knock yourself out and do no damage, which would be silly. Or you can do 220 with Hustle Bell.
Oh, what a lovely card Hustle Bell was. When you were scrambling for Hustle Bells before the night before, weren't you?
Yeah. Priest ended up had 2. Just like
everything.
I know.
Priest has got everything. He brought his entire binder, just really random stuff.
Good, because I needed it. Because I built it at 10 a.m. on the Friday before we left.
Before you travelled, yeah, I remember you saying.
And then we got there and tested for a bit, and it was all right. So we went with it.
I imagine losing to that though.
Yeah, I know. How embarrassing.
It's awful.
So we started the day off pretty well. We started off with 2 ability retrieve matchups and a dark box, leading me to 3-0.
Cool.
Because the first opponent I played against, I played double Sneasel down, and he's like, "Oh, it's dark box." So he went absolutely mad with the Denes and Jirachis and Ninetales. I was swinging for 300, turn 2.
Quickly did his face drop when you played down that evil admin mission.
Very, because I played down 2 at the same turn. He was like, "Yeah, let's go game 2."
Ying!
So that was pretty fun. Then we played against Kieran, who was playing Mewtwo, and he got turned to Espeon Deoxys 2 games in a row,
Oh, Kieran Reynolds,
which is
yeah?
not good for Spirit Team.
Is it Kieran Reynolds, yeah?
Kieran Reynolds, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I didn't know you played him.
Yeah. So he swept me 2 games in a row. So,
What
okay,
round was
cool.
that?
That was round 4.
Okay.
From that round onwards, I sat next to Adam Hawkins for the rest of the day. He was playing Malamar, and I really didn't want to see him because that's another bad matchup.
Did you say what? Even in round 6?
Yeah, from round 4, I sat next to Adam Hawkins for the rest of the day.
Oh. Oh no, you didn't
It-
play
it-
round 6, did you? There wasn't a round 6.
Well,
There wasn't a round
there
6.
was.
Ah, there wasn't. No, there wasn't.
It didn't exist.
No.
So
Just-
we. Round 5 was against Whimsicott. I would have won the game. However, he flipped 15 out of 16 heads.
So what you're saying is he had a good deck.
He had a very good day.
Who was it? But would you know?
I have no idea.
Okay.
So the one time the heads went through, I managed to do 70 damage.
What, as many as 70 whole damage counters?
Whole
Oh, no,
damage
not damage counters. No,
70 damage.
700 damage.
Yeah, the other times would have been for KOs. But that's cool.
harsh. It is. It's
Lost
harsh, but it happens.
We actually ended up on 5-3-1,
That's
and that
nice.
landed 106th, which is 128 points, which is 40 points.
That's very good. Proud of you.
Thank you.
And Priest got the same record, didn't he? You and Priest were like next to each other on the leaderboards?
Me and Priest have been on the exact same points since probably the season began.
Well, I imagine you were on the first day of the season, yeah, at least.
Yeah, well, we're both we were on before Sheffield. We were both on
97?
130 something,
Oh, okay.
and now we're both on exactly 157.
You're not going to be on 130. You're on 117 then, wouldn't you? You got 40 points from Sheffield.
No, sorry, we got Sheffield points, which put us to 132.
Oh, okay, and now you're on.
Top 8 cup after that, yeah.
Okay. Oh,
And the
God,
top 8 cup was with Behemoth.
Well, the intro makes a lot more sense now. People are listening to what. Yeah, the peak on Slaying Beer is around 6. You played me and just bodied me.
Yeah.
It is the worst thing in the world having to play against, especially friends that when you're.
Yeah.
One of us would have gone out. And it wasn't even close. So I just did Dene past. I even did Dene passage game 2 just to make it easier for you.
Yeah. But
I got you down to a prize card both games, but it's just.
Oh yeah. But your last round, you would have got points anyway, right?
If the guy had gentleman's agreemented, and
Okay.
he decided against it, and
Because an ID would have made you both safe, right?
yeah, it would have been. The funny thing is though, it was an ability Zard. I would have won that easily if I hadn't prized both my Prism Stars and both my tag switches.
Tag switches, that's right, yeah.
Ability Zard. I beat every. It wasn't ability Zard. It was Green Zard. Sorry, not ability Zard. What am I talking about? It was Green Zard, which is even easier.
Yeah.
It was a walk game. The first game was a walk game. The second game I bricked, and then the third game I just prized everything. It was a real shame, real shame. Because I think I would have got because his resistance was awful, and it meant I think he bubbled top 64. If I'd won that, I'd have got top 64.
Yeah.
Because my resistance wasn't too bad. Because only one person I played against had dropped.
Yeah. My last round was against Guardian, which is without doubt the worst matchup for Weavile Spiritomb. and he agreed to the ID, even knowing what I was playing.
Lovely guy.
So yeah, props to him.
Lovely.
Props to him.
I played against a mess of a game. Because we were quite close to the bottom. I think the people next to us were going for top 64.
Yeah.
And it was just a mess of rule sharking each other.
Oh yeah.
Demanding to see judges and things, like the judge and things. It's just ridiculous. It was so petty.
It's
And
just
then,
people points, isn't it?
but it wasn't. It's not like they were like being quiet about it and sly about it. They were just being really vocal and everything.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, I bet you're playing the spice, and you. Well, what's the spice? Oh, I'll find out if you see it. I'm like, no, you're talking about my deck here. I'll know what the spice is.
Yeah. I'm playing it. Yeah. Oh well, but yeah, Sheffield was about 4 weeks ago now.
That was a long time ago. Well, it's 4 weeks. Yeah, nearly. It was the 9th of September. It's now the 4th of October.
What are we on now? We're on the 4th.
4th
So,
of
have you got any more cups coming up?
I have got on the 26th of October. I've got Reading League Cup, which I was me. I don't know what I'm going to play for that. I haven't tested or anything. I haven't played much really.
It's on the 27th. It's a Sunday.
27th. Okay, my bad. I think Portsmouth's on the 26th, but
yeah. So I've got Athena's tomorrow, which will be the 5th. I've got Birmingham on the 6th, which will be the Sunday. Daventry on the 20th and Reading on the 27th.
Oh, you doing Reading?
Yes.
Oh, good. Thought I was going on my own.
Yeah.
Not that we travel together because we are miles away from each other.
It's not even funny how far away we are from each other.
It's like hours.
Yeah, it's like one end of the country to another.
Yeah. It's not fair. I mean, it could be one of us could be living in Cornwall, but
yeah, may as well be.
No, Sheffield was fun enough. It was nice to get to a regional again. It's just a shame, like that early in the season, any points is nice.
Yeah.
And look, in retrospect now, if the guy had ID'd with me, I would have been on 100 points, I think. I can't remember if I'm 60 or.
Yeah, that's a good target for like the end of the theoretical quarter one. I think.
Yeah, and now I'm on a lot less. I would have been on 90. I think I'm on 50 points now. I'm trying to remember.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
I'm 157 now, which is more than I've ever been in a quarter one.
Yeah, well, quote unquote quarter one.
Yeah.
Because there are no quarters anymore. And then recently, obviously, we've had Cologne, which was last weekend, I believe.
It was.
Which obviously we didn't take part in. It was lovely to see Mr. Tord Raklev get his first regional win, though, and with a deck that I wouldn't have. Well, everyone knew at some point he was going to slap 4 to Dene in a deck.
Yeah.
And I suppose
he
it
liked
makes.
Fort Lele, didn't he? So.
Pardon?
He liked Fort Lele and Jumper Garb.
Yeah.
And
obviously with Zoroark, you just get whatever you want, and then with the Dene, you pretty much get whatever you want most of the time.
It's kind of interesting though, like he's made such a name for himself, but it's now taken him this long to win a regionals.
I think a lot of it's been bad luck.
Oh yeah,
a lot of it's been really bad luck and really bad matchups. Even like when he was going to go back to back US International champion and play against Stefan, and just like you watched his face, he was laughing because obviously he takes the game seriously, but he knows that when a deck breaks, you can't do anything about it. You don't even get angry about it.
Yeah.
Unlike me. And all that money on the line and stuff like that, prizes, money, and then just like something completely out of your control happens.
Yeah. I guess like you've made it that far and your deck's been consistent up to that point.
Yeah, and then it just dies.
So yeah. That's cool. I'm hoping to make my comeback as a day twoist.
Our next regional in the UK is Liverpool in June. Yes. Oh, is it June?
Yeah, I think it's May actually.
May. Okay, that's good because I've got a lot going on in June. Yeah. It isn't Pokemon related. I mean, a lot. I've got something going on every weekend in June, I think.
Wow. Are you doing Berlin?
Yes.
In April. Okay, good.
Oh yeah. No, I remember. Yeah, because it's Berlin, and then it's like a week or two later is Liverpool.
2 weeks after, isn't it, for Liverpool?
So that's basically the end of
Okay.
April.
Yeah, that's cool. We had Paul attend Cologne, didn't we?
He did, yeah. I can't remember how he did. I don't think he did superbly.
He lost his winning in for day 2 and then his winning in for points, I think.
That's great. I hate how that can happen. Like it's
Yeah.
just a true. If you lose 3, you probably shouldn't be going that far anyway. If you know what I mean. But to lose it that late in the day.
Yeah, especially if you've done like really well up to that point and then you lose bang, bang, bang and you've lost everything.
Yeah, it happens in cups as well. Like cups in the UK are awful. I think we've spoken about this before.
Yeah. I mean, in cups or to an extent challenges, depends how big they are.
No,
Lose
challenges.
games, you're out. You are out.
Yeah.
No coming back from it.
I'm not. I went to a cup. I went to Canuck Cup, which I got points on because we had top 16 points. I got 12th at 4-2.
Yeah.
That is a big. Usually
I bet the
4-2 will get you a
4-2
top 8.
extended all the way down, didn't it?
Hmm?
The 4-2 probably went from about 7th all the way down to 16.
No, it didn't actually. It went from
So
like eighth, no, 11th. My name's like 9th. Yeah, the cutoff was 4-1-1.
right, okay. It was a clean cut then.
It was a clean cut, yeah. Uh, the 4-2s were from 9th down to, I think I was, if not the bottom one, there was one below me as well at 4-2.
Right.
And then like there's 3-1-3s and things like that. 3-1-3s,
Yeah.
3-1-2s and things like that.
Yeah. All the Pidgeotto players.
Don't.
Yeah.
Pidgeotto was like it was a funny deck to begin with, and now it's just like I played it. I played against Medi at Sheffield, and he's a nice enough guy, and it was fine. But it's not even like when Regigiga Stall was a thing. Because at least with Regigiga Stall, I don't know.
I guess they would just like play Ace Aurora then pass.
Yeah, yeah.
Pidgeotto's got a lot more going on, hasn't it?
You just sat there waiting for things to go. Like, yeah. Oh, chip. Oh, very good. Yeah, you're really skilled. Well done. Mars. Oh. What lost me in the game against Medi was that he marsed a hand. I had a hand of 10. He marsed my Thunder Mountain.
Oh, solid. That's skills, that is, mate.
It was just like, oh, good.
First skill. But anyway, so we spoke about Cologne, but it was Atlantic City in the
It
same
was
weekend,
also
right?
Atlantic City. Azul won Atlantic City, I believe. Did he not? Which was a same. Is it the same final as it was in Cologne?
It
Pidgeotto
was.
versus.
Cologne was Pidgeotto versus Mewtwo, and Atlantic City was Pidgeotto versus Mewtwo, and Mewtwo won both of them.
Right, so because it's a deck attack that attacks that
Yeah.
plays the game as it was designed.
It also plays Espeon Deoxys,
Yes,
which isn't fun for Pidgeotto.
I don't care what's fun for Pidgeotto. To be honest, Pidgeotto isn't fun anyway. It's just
Yeah, fair.
it's one of those. I'm. This is the point. I'm not. I don't hate the format. I don't even hate the game. It's just it's decks like that make it not worth playing.
Yeah, I mean, it obviously was designed. I think the problem is resource management at Rangaroo. I don't think they designed it to come this far and this deep into a stall tactic.
I
do you know what
think it would be a lot less broken if Pidgeotto was 70 HP
Really?
because you can't Elm for them.
Well, that's true, I guess.
It's huge. I mean,
Even so, wouldn't the problem be fixed if they just didn't have a Rangaroo?
that would also be a thing. Yeah.
Because then no stall decks would be able to thrive.
It was a. It's
They'd
an
eventually
interesting. Yeah. Especially in a format where resources aren't managed. Ironic. You can't manage your resources anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
Unless you're playing energy recycle system, which you're not. Or Brock's
Yeah.
Grit, which you're not, really.
Only one person has control of what they put back, basically.
Yeah. And even though that's anything.
Yeah.
That's not, to me, that's not managing your resources as much as the attack says it is. That, to me, is chuck everything away that you don't want and then just bring it back in.
Yeah.
Repeat.
While we're on the subject of formats and stuff, I do want to touch on Welder.
What the...
So I like Welder as a card, but I just think it is. I don't
is so
throw it out.
intense
Yeah,
with it.
I don't throw it out there often, and I don't think it should be banned or anything. But it is an inherently strong card, especially when you combine it with something like Giant Hearth, whatever.
Yeah. Sorry,
And the
sorry
fact
for the sighs a sec. Sorry.
that Mark's just
No, it's not
Mark.
that. It's a Friday, so I'm playing. I'm also whilst talking about Pokemon, rather than just start watching a Skype screen. I'm trying to play FIFA as well at the same time, and I'm just
Oh,
my keeper hasn't made a save yet.
get your
But
priorities right, man.
I'm just I'm completely burnt out of Pokemon. I've had
Yeah,
to take a break from it because it was too much, and nothing was changing. And even when Unified Minds came out, you think, oh, things will change. Then everything just became Mewtwo.
yeah. I mean, again, we're sort of going off the welder subject, but if you can't afford
Sorry,
to buy the bits for Mewtwo,
just play
then the
Rexard.
playability is hard.
Yeah.
So you'll both play the same welder deck, but it's whether you can afford the expensive bits or not. Because Mewtwo is the better deck. Don't get me wrong.
Oh yeah, no, it's inherently much better because like everyone thought, oh, I remember it was at It wasn't at Sheffield. It was at Worlds when everyone, oh, Mewtwo gets beaten by an empty building. Which technically it does in Power Plant.
When it
Um,
plays 4 stadiums and Marshade, I think it's pretty good.
you're hitting that stadium,
Yeah,
and they're not playing full
you've got
Power
to stop
Plant.
the stadium.
They're not playing full Power Plant. Power Plant. Blah, blah. Yeah,
And I think with Mewtwo as well, because Welder is such a strong card and allows you to do ridiculous attacks turn 1 and 2, it means that you can't combat it by playing essentially a stage 1 basic, stage 2 deck or whatever, like say Spiritomb, for example, because you just get turn 2 SB on Deoxys sweeped
yeah.
because of Welder. So you can
I
pull off a synergy attack turn 2 and sweep your opponent's board before they get to do anything.
think with Mewtwo as well. What they've done is they've gone. I don't know why they've done this all of a sudden. With Reshizard, when that came out, they had Welder, Reshizard. It was Giant Hearth in Unified Minds. It was, wasn't it? You didn't have
Yeah.
Giant Hearth, but you did have. You still got Viridian Forest. You still got Fiery Flint, which grabs stuff out. You just replace those with that. All the fire supports seemed to be in the same set, and then Giant Hearth came along, which made it even better.
Yeah.
And then, oh, Mewtwo's coming out. We'll give it Jirachi, it means it has no weakness, and Tag Purge Latios with a free retreat. And as much as I completely agree that Latios should have free retreat, as it's called, one of the fastest Pokemon ever.
Yeah.
It's like faster than the plane. And then it gives it like certain ones have 2 retreats or something like that. It's just nonsense. But yeah, it seems to be at the moment go, oh, archetype. It's a bit like with in I don't know how much you know about Yu-Gi-Oh, but when sets come out and they bring an archetype out, all that archetype until little bits get added on occasionally are in that one set.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just absolutely ridiculous. And then Fire's only going to get better in the next set with Volcarona.
Yeah. I mean, literally, they've done it for a while, haven't they? They've bought out like type sets.
Yeah.
They never used to do it, but recently.
Or Lightning. Lightning with
Yeah,
Pikarom, the Dene.
You had all the grass support back then. You had Shamans and Life Forest and Gardenia and all that such like.
Yeah. What was the other one? Well, even going further back, just the fighting support that was coming out at one point. They were trying to beat Zoroark, and it still didn't work.
Yeah.
The Ultra Beast support was spread out a bit. Ultra Beast support, to be fair,
Mm-hmm.
but it's still getting brought out. I thought Beastbringer was a lot better than it was. I was building a deck around Beastbringer and like different Ultra Beasts you could use, and then
Yeah.
realized it was only the first like if you're both on 6 prizes.
Yeah. The first attack.
It's just like no, that's not it, Chief.
Yeah.
Um, I also had an idea of like you could use the katana, the baby katana for Guardian, but again, it's not actually that good, and they will take a knockout before you do.
That's it.
And then after
I
that,
mean,
you're pretty much stuck because unless you use, what was the other one I thought was Celesteela. I thought it was better
yeah.
than it actually was as well, and it's not. I
Just
thought that
not
was
that great.
late. No, I don't know. There's a few bits and pieces in there. Like Beast Energy is fantastic, but if you're playing Ultra Beasts, you're playing Clowns. Simple as.
Yeah. I still think Clowns is pretty good.
I like Clown. I won a couple of Clowns last season when it first came out and things like that. That was Eastbourne Cup. I won Eastbourne Cup. I think it was a 50-person cup with clowns. Went. The only reason I drew was because I ID'd with Darren going into the seventh. I was in an 8-round cup. It was that many people, I think.
Right, Christ.
It was ridiculous. I think it might have been more than that.
Yeah.
It might be like 7 or 8. I don't know. But and then I went completely unbeaten. Uh, Thinking that Burst GX had to go to the active.
Oh, right.
So I played the entire cup, attaching it to the active.
Yeah.
It was great. I beat Alex that day. I beat Pike that day. He's playing. That was
Yeah.
when Ninetales was a thing.
Yeah, he liked that card.
And then I played against him in Bexhill and lost to him. Playing the same deck. Because he had Weavile and all sorts of that. It was Zorro, Weavile,
Elves,
Ninetales,
random stuff.
Dark Magician. Yeah, there was all sorts in that deck, and we're very rusty podcasting, and we kind of like it's kind of petering out. But yeah,
It's kind of a news update, really. We haven't really got a lot of special stuff to talk about. I mean, Sword and Shield on its way out, but there's nothing.
No, there's nothing. The only thing that's happened really is that they've announced Discard Draw 7, which will be coming back, which will, I don't know, that's going to affect the meta at this point. I'm so used to not having it.
I don't like it.
No,
there's no need to print it.
No, it's fine to have, but it just.
I mean, yeah, it's fine, but it just makes it like, on one hand, you've got, okay, I can discard my hand and draw 7 new cards. Oh, wow, look at that skill. But then on the other hand, you've got no resource management.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Well, you have. All it does is improve Pidgeotto's stance in the game, real early game.
Yeah. But there we go. We can't do anything about it. They have introduced another rule, though, haven't they?
Yes, that's what I was going to get. Yeah, they put out. It was just a Cynthia? No, it was a Japanese print of Cynthia that's coming out in a new set, and on that it was going back to. I can't remember what the exact translation was, but it basically said that you cannot play a supporter if you go first, on your first turn, not through the entire game. That would be just
you go first.
You don't play a supporter. But this begs the question: will they bring back? Because they used to do this before. It was no trainers at all, which would be ridiculous in this format. But it begs the question: will they bring back attacking on the first turn? Because that was also a thing.
I think they have to.
Yes.
I think they have to. They either have to bring back attacking turn 1 or go back to the old rare candy rule. They have to do one or the other. Otherwise, you just go, roll a dice. Oh, I won the coin flip. I'll go second.
Yeah.
And then it doesn't change anything.
What it also bring back is a lot of things like find a is it Call for Family?
Call for Family Dunsparce, yeah.
Yeah, I have 4 of those. I made sure I have 4 of those now, just in case the attack thing does come forward first.
See, now that, if you think about it, if you go turn 1, Dunsparce, Call for Family, put 3 on your bench, Mewtwo then has to play Welder, and they can only get the 100 spread rather than the 200. Which makes evolution decks a little bit more viable.
Yeah.
I mean, you could either go back, you could either do the attacking turn 1, or you could go back to the old rare candy rule, which means you could play it on the turn it was played and on your first turn.
Yeah.
So you could essentially go, I don't know, if they bring back both rules, so like attack and rare candy, you could go rare candy to Chandelure, do the attack, put some on your bench, and then you're fine to go.
Yeah.
And then your opponent can play supporters. Because obviously, if you're playing something like that, you've then got to have the rare candy without having the supporter to find it.
I don't know how it's going to work. The games did change completely.
Yeah. It's because they've printed too many broken cards.
Yes.
They had a couple of good cards. Now they've printed so many good cards that they start to bounce off each other, and the format's just in such a disarray that they don't know how to fix it. Like, if they say no supporters turn 1, and then they go, okay, you can't attack or do whatever, you can still play Dedenne.
Yeah.
So you can play to donate someone, but that doesn't change anything because you can, as a Reshi's Idol YouTube player, you go, I choose to go second, welder attack. So you've also got energy in play, took the first prize card, and you're set up. And that basically means, oh, going first is pointless.
I don't know. To bring it back to other games, the only other game I can really think of that's had a big shake-up in not even rules. I used to play a game called X-Wing. It's the
Yeah.
miniatures. Do you know the tabletop miniatures game?
Yeah.
They did, and it's a bit. It was basically a massive, not rotation, a restart.
Okay.
All the old add-on cards and everything that came, you had to buy a ship to come with them. It wasn't buying packs and like you knew what you were getting and stuff like that. But you had to buy ships you didn't want just to get the like power-up card on it.
Yeah.
And what they did, they went, this power creep is ridiculous. There was only one, like, Worlds was a case of the same list was played, everyone played the same list.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Yeah, exactly. So they went, right, okay, everything is gone.
Yeah.
The ship, the models, fine. You have to now buy this kit, which has everything in it.
Yeah. Oh no, I remember seeing that somewhere actually.
It's
It was like what do you call it?
complete
They
clean,
called it something. A complete overhaul.
complete overhaul. New
Yeah.
rules, new values of things. So things that are actually very broken, which used to be a low value, and now a higher value. Things like that, which
But
balances out along the thing.
that's
Which is
fine
a
though, because if you
really good
release a
thing.
set that has everything in it, it means you like the stuff you do have isn't lost its value.
I think Pokemon are scared of upsetting their fan base a little bit.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, they
Yu-Gi-Oh!
don't.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Will happily errata and ban stuff on the flip of a coin.
It's because what's it? Whoever makes the Yu-Gi-Oh cards, they don't give a fuck.
Konami. Yeah.
Yeah, Konami. They literally don't care. I was gonna say Kodak.
No, they just go, no, because they know they need to keep the game relatively healthy. The game isn't healthy. But, well, in comparison to Pokemon, the game isn't healthy. It's a strange one. But Pokemon really need to stop worrying about what the audience thinks. They're not making money from singles. Pokemon don't sell singles.
It's the second-hand market that make this money.
Yeah, and then they'll be the ones that whinge, which is fine. But
Yeah. I think like when Sword and Shield comes out, we've got the V cards, haven't we? Which go back to 2 prizes. At the moment, they just have all fairly vanilla attacks. They don't have any like
no
GX
GX attacks.
I think they've sort of realised it. So to start with, the Sword and Shield cards might not be that good.
Yeah.
Once we have the next rotation, where all the GXs are now phased out.
But will it be Sword and Shield onwards?
It probably won't be, but it would be better if they did do that.
Yeah. It
Sword
probably
and
would be.
Shield make all the attacks for them vanilla, but they take 2 prizes, where it makes the 1 prizes have decent attacks, decent abilities. Evolutions can become more viable. That's the only real way I can see it.
I really want evolutions to be viable. I really enjoyed it at the start. Really enjoyed the start of Sun and Moon, but then even then, start Sun and Moon still had the end of X and Y, which very good EXs were broken.
Yeah.
Volcanion, for example. But then you still had broken things like Vileplume, which stopped people playing the game.
Lapras was another thing.
Lapras, yeah. Aquapatch, Lapras.
Yeah. It's just I don't know what to say. I don't know.
It's not even a complaint. It's just a weird one. I don't think anyone knows what they want. People who just want to play keep it the same because they're scared of change. I don't really mind. I'll adapt. Just learn to adapt.
Yeah. I mean, we're going to play the game regardless because we like playing the game.
Yeah, and if you don't like the game anymore, stop playing.
Yeah.
This is quite funny, really, because Paul whinged about the format. I can whinge about the format a lot. I'll whinge about the format because sometimes it's not even just it's a bad format. It's just boring.
Yeah.
The last format. This format would be infinitely better if Ultra Ball was still in format. It's still in rotation. Double colorless energy, fine, gone. Ultra Ball allows for creativity and deck building.
Just elaborate a bit more on that for me.
Because the only
I would say Ultra Ball would make Mewtwo even more broken.
It'd make that even more broken, but you can't really. You found Spiritomb fine, I assume. There are a lot of. I think it would just help non-GX decks, but then I don't want to go into the whole non-GX thing. But tag teams are so top heavy.
Yeah.
That
I think they just did it like they sort of ran out of idea for GXs. They just said, okay, we'll do this and then we'll overhaul it with V. So
if you
people just have to deal with it for now.
the thing is though, if you're going to get rid of Ultra Ball and say, look, like everyone's on an even footing here, apart from maybe Psychic because of Mysterious Treasure, don't print Cherish Ball.
Yeah, but well, that's the other option, isn't it?
And that's like when Sword and Shield come out, unless they bring out a V card like Cherish Ball, because Cherish Ball only searches for GXs and EXs, maybe and expanded. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's GXs, I think.
sorry.
I'm pretty sure it's only GXs.
God. So yeah, it's just going to keep GXs being more packed because you can search for them.
Yeah.
Pokecom is great, but it does require 2 cards. Mysterious Treasure is great in Malamar and other Psychic, obviously. But again, you still have to discard a card. Cherish Ball is just a free GX out of the deck.
Yeah. So
like Nestball was, but not.
Yeah, it brings you back to the point of if they let you attack turn 1, it means Dunspartans and such like will get better.
Yes, definitely.
And it means that
support Pokemon. Support Pokemon is a.
It's a foreign concept at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah, it never used to be. Never used to be, especially back in the real, like early 2000s Pokemon. Or
well, even so, you say that like even when Octillery is about, Octillery was a great support Pokemon.
And that is coming back with Silvally, which gets you Abyssal Hand. And I like the idea of, but it does involve more cards, is the idea of putting that new tool on it, which makes it 1 prize.
Yeah. Are we actually getting?
Yeah.
Okay. 100 less HP, 1 less
100
prize.
less HP and 1 less prize, yeah. I do believe it might be banned and expanded.
I was going to say, have you seen that?
It's the Jirachi EX thing, isn't it?
That's it, yeah. It's like Jirachi EX, search your deck for Surge. Jirachi EX, search your deck for some other lock supporter.
Yeah.
Put the charm on the Jirachi EX to KO it for no prizes. Sorry, KO it for 1 prize.
Yeah, someone said to me as well, how broken a Mewtwo is going to be expanded, because there's an expanded cut coming up in the UK, which is not very often, in Cannock on the 24th of November. You don't like expanded, do you?
I love expanded.
Oh, no, you do love expanded. It's just everyone else in the world in the UK doesn't like expanded, because, again, change.
Yeah.
Mewtwo.
I like it. It does allow for creativity.
But do you know what? You can play with Mewtwo and expanded now.
What's that?
You bench an Oddish, and you put a Rowlet Executor in the discard.
Oh, Lord.
Oh. Especially if you go second. Free attack.
Yeah. Into Bloom.
Do
you know what's really sad now for expanded?
Donphan's expanded. Rotated out of expanded. Just Donphan. I don't know. What?
No. Mewtwo is so broken that Donphan isn't viable anymore.
Yeah. I've been thinking about that. Actually, I need to talk to you about a possible thing we could do in expanded. I'm not gonna.
I'm not going to on the podcast.
No leaks. Hashtag no leaks. It's just an idea of how Mewtwo could be countered, but
I will go after this then.
Yeah. We're not going to spend too much longer on this podcast, I don't think, because it's just a.
Yeah, it was just an update. I don't think there's anything else we need to actually.
No, not that ad. There's what was the other thing? Just because this is a waffle podcast, and I do want to do this at the end of every podcast. There's a podcast I listen to. It's nothing to do with Pokemon. I think it's a football podcast, and they do a little bit at the end, just anything but football, and they just talk a little bit. Like they have some topics they talk about. I think the host he gives a list of 3 topics just for them to talk about for a couple of minutes.
Okay, that sounds cool.
On the current event, I'm trying to like normally I'd think of 3 topics. I'm just like looking around me now for some topics we could do. Or just like you have a pick of 3 and then we choose one and we just talk about it briefly. It's, honestly, they'll go, oh, the latest episode of Peaky Blinders or something like that. The only thing I can think of is you're on a diet though, aren't you? You don't eat much, like.
Recently I have been, yeah. I've been trying quite
I
hard.
was gonna say because I got a meal deal from the co-op earlier because I'm starving. I couldn't be asked cooking anything. You just compare it. Did you eat a lot of meal deals like in general, like from
When,
Tesco or whatever?
because I'm currently self-employed, I don't usually have like a lunch break as such anymore.
Oh, of
But when
course.
I was in employment, it would mainly be stuff like pot noodles and quick
Ah,
pasta and stuff like that, and
okay.
that's
Well,
where the real killer was.
yeah, because people. I'm not sure if you saw it on social media at one point. This is gonna be the topic now because I can't think of anything else. At some point, people were like comparing meal deals. Like, what's the best meal deal? And people were getting like plain ham sandwiches, and you want to spit on them.
Yeah,
Or, like ratemymealdeal.com and things like that.
that's I see them.
Uh, I thought it was Tesco, and then I had Co-op's one earlier, and Co-op's one takes it to another level.
It does, yeah.
It's
I do have to agree
ridiculous.
with
Like you go into the Co-op, you get sandwiches. You get an all-day breakfast sandwich, which is lovely for non-health fanatics. That's
that.
bacon and egg and stuff. Um, but instead, you don't get like a chocolate bar or a packet of crisps. You get things like you could get a sausage roll. You could get there's a thing like a pack of 2 pork pies. It's like there's a savory thing, but you don't. I think you get crisps or like something savory as
Yeah,
well,
there's like
and a
deviled
drink.
eggs and stuff like that.
Yes,
Yeah,
which
so
Tesco
like,
have started to bring in.
yeah.
But yeah, I do rate a meal deal.
What is your favorite combination of meal deal?
Now it depends like because
If I had to tell you what, like, if you told me to go to the shop and get a meal deal, what would you tell me to get?
if it depends where you go. If you go into the co-op,
All right,
uh,
let's have.
all day breakfast sandwiches,
Yeah.
2 pork pies, and a bottle of Dr Pepper.
Oh,
Probably unreal shout. Thing is that, but then I go to Tesco and I used to have the wraps from Tesco.
mm-hmm.
They changed something in them. I don't know what the hell. I don't like them very much anymore. You get the subs. I'm not sure if you've seen the subs in Tesco.
Aha, yeah.
Yeah, the ham and cheese one. It's boring as hell, but they put mayonnaise in it. It's a game changer. Absolutely incredible from them. And they've started doing Max Paprika crisps, which are the toppest of tier of crisps.
They are.
They
That's
are.
the
And
next
they
pod.
all next to like there's a choice of chili sensations or them next to each other,
Oh,
and then there's like, but maybe occasionally the Tesco near me put like flaming hot Monster Munch, which is equally up there.
yeah.
Then you got like very solid crisps, which you just think no. Sometimes they have barbecue hula hoops. It's a weird one, the Tesco near me, because when they sell out in a certain section, because it's not necessarily labeled, it's just crisps.
Right.
Um, well, it is, but like they always change. If they run out of some, I'm sure they just like go, oh, okay, we've run out. Just put any old crisps in there.
Yeah.
So when you get the roast beef bloody Monster Munch, and you're thinking you could have had anything in there, and you've put those in.
Yeah, that'd be one for the next podcast. Is the top tier of crisps.
Top tier of crisps. That needs to be a thing. We'll get someone else on there. We'll get Kieran on. He eats lots of crisps, I think.
And Pike, he eats a lot of crisps.
Yes. Okay. There should be an entire team podcast. The podcast next week is next. It's not going to be next week. Someone on holiday next week. The next podcast will just be crisps.
Yeah. Okay.
And then the week after will be chocolate bars.
Okay. Yeah, that'll keep us going for a while.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the other content. Pokemon is just go and go listen to go and watch OmniPoke if you want good content for Pokemon. It's yeah.
Ours is just like a nice, easy listening. You don't have to worry about competitive and stuff like that. It's just
No,
get a laugh.
it's not extremely competitive. We'll talk about the competitive game and things like that and how we've done. Yeah, I think that's probably the way forward for this because there's so many competitive content out there and people pretending to be competitive, but really they're just obnoxious.
Yeah, I mean,
Beyond
I don't
any
like
sort
to
of
be
media.
hugely serious either.
No, and
It's just hard to keep up.
there's been there's been competitive. Go and watch Joe's video, very professional.
Yeah.
And then you go and watch Tablemon's video, and it's competitive, but there's a bit of lightheartedness in it because Joe's obviously very lighthearted in his streams and things like that, and the occasional like that list video. But if he's doing a set review or things like that, it's very structured, which I like. I like that. If I want information, that's what I'll go for. A structured
Oh,
video.
he's got it all planned. knows what
got
he's
it
going
all
to say.
planned, which is fair enough, absolutely fair enough. And he doesn't swear unlike you.
I know, I'm terrible.
I'm normally terrible for some reason whilst on podcasts. I don't go full. What's it called? As I've mentioned before on podcasts, we can't have Benji on it because all he does is swear. He speaks in between the swear words. But yeah, no, people who take themselves too seriously, or people
Yeah.
people pretending to take themselves seriously but joking but not joking. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
People who like act like they're joking by pretending to mock people taking it seriously, but really they're just idiots. That doesn't make much sense.
It's a lot to keep up, isn't it? It's a lot of character.
Yeah, like
I just
this
can't do
is
that.
how I am. Apart from the not swearing things, just in case children listen to this and don't listen to this, kids. You don't want to listen to bloody. How old are you actually, Tubbs? You're the same age as me, aren't you?
I'm 24, yeah.
Yeah, same age as me. You don't want to listen to two mid-20s people talk about Pokemon. Go watch Leon Hart.
And crisps.
Go and watch Leon Hart. Watch him open packs or something. Um, and I think same goes for people who are our age or roughly our age who act like children.
It's just like you say, this is how I talk in real life. This is how I would
Yeah,
speak
this
to
is how we'd have a
same way.
conversation. What this podcast is which you don't get. I quite like. That's why I like podcasts. You can just gauge what people are actually saying. This is how we'd sit down and have a chat. When you go onto somewhere like Facebook or
Yeah.
Twitter, you don't speak the same.
No. I mean,
I tend to. I mean, a
we
lot
don't
of people
speak on
do.
the phone often, do we? So this is us chatting,
This is
basically.
just us catching up with each other, and that's what it'll be. Whenever we release the podcast, be it with just us two or with most likely Kieran.
Yeah.
But Kieran is very. We're saying about structure and stuff like that. In every form of what he does, is structured. And this isn't against Kieran. I'm not slagging Kieran off, but I am really.
Yeah, it's good to have some sort of structure behind us.
Oh yeah, definitely. It would just be a mess. This podcast has been a mess.
It's to like when I'm at the gym or something, I just put my headphones in and just listen to us.
Exactly. Yeah, I've seen, there's a few people from around Cardiff and things like that. And I've gone, oh, I listened to the podcast the other day. I was like, cool. Do you enjoy it? You went, yeah, it's just something that I walk to work with.
Yeah.
Because they like the sound of my voice. They mostly know because I see a lot of people around Cardiff anyway. If they want to know anything, just ask. They ask like people, but most of the time they know all the stuff we're saying anyway. But it's just nice to hear it from another point of view. Or
Yeah. It's like
I'm not pretending to act like I know best.
Yeah, I mean, you could say something. I don't know, like something about like we talk about welder, and I could think, oh, I didn't think of it like that, even though I know what you're talking about. And I know the same game and such. It's like, that's a good twist on that point.
Actually, there was something I was going to say about welder. Welder would be a broken card even if it didn't draw 3.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's just the draw 3 on top of it. It's in the same way that Archie's is broken, but it's more broken than some like Archie's and Maxie's because obviously it doesn't have to be the last card in your hand.
Yeah, it's also just like part of a 3-card combo, isn't it?
Yes.
So
I'm currently reading the Greninja GX that Todd played in his list, the Detective Pikachu one.
Yeah.
I didn't realise what its ability was. So actually,
really cool.
not too bad because you could use it. It somehow like
again to one draw Cherish Ball. Sweet.
But yeah, it's very good. I'm definitely going to put it in my list and try it out for me too.
What's the GX on it?
I'll shuffle one of your opponent's Pokemon and all things attached to it into their. Oh no, please put it back into their hand or shuffle it. Put one of your opponent's bench Pokemon and all cards attached to it back into their hand.
Oh, that's a shame. If it's shuffle,
if it was shuffle back into the deck, it'd be great. But I can't. What? It's Plea GX for 1 basically. That would be.
Yeah.
Oh no, please go back to hand.
Yeah, it's not terrible.
No, it's a case of you're setting up for a knockout next turn. For the game next turn, shuffle it back in.
Yeah.
It's an interesting one, actually. It could be. There is a use for it.
That's what I mean. You've just got to keep every attack in the back of your head, just to, in case the niche scenario pops up, which it usually does.
Yeah. I'm trying to think now what I'm really good. Yes, if they go, okay, bench Mewtwo. If they bench a Mewtwo and Welder onto it, and then they can't do anything next, like they can't get the card that's currently in the active out of the active. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And then you go, okay, GX, and try and power yourself up a bit for the next turn, and then they go, oh, put it down again, Welder. Or it could waste the last Welder or something like that. And then you double custom, or you don't double custom catch with a Mewtwo, do you? Tor
Yeah,
did
you
not
do.
play custom. No, Tor didn't play any. Well, you can do. Tor didn't play any custom catcher.
Tor hasn't played custom catcher since it came out, I don't think.
I don't blame him. I mean, you can snipe. You just
Yeah.
snipe with.
You snipe and spread and do all the stuff. So.
And then they played an Mew and you cry.
Cool. I think that's it, isn't it?
I think so. Yeah. Say anything but Pokemon will be a thing. This is not an original idea. Sorry.
It could just be like instead of anything but Pokemon, it could be like we're talking about crisps and chocolate bars in the next couple of weeks. We could ask people to leave us feedback on what should be voted on or discussed.
Yes, just a chatting of stuff that isn't Pokemon related.
Let's just keep it with food for a while now. So we've got crisps and chocolate bars. If people vote on, favorite fizzy drinks or whatever.
You've been to Canuck before? Shop at Canuck?
Yeah, of course I have.
They have Tizer in the fridge.
Oh wow!
I know, and everyone like no one knew what it was when they bought it. Uncultured.
Yeah.
Uncultured.
I'm never getting old.
Oh, actually, that's the point. I'm not the smallest guy. I should start dieting. I'm going on holiday, and I'm going to feel awful about myself.
I'm
going to Menorca with Danielle, which would be nice for a week.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize you go to Spoons. I think it was me, Kieran, Ben Marabiotti, and Joe and Jack from Omnipoke went to Spoons after we didn't make cut. And in Spoons, I don't know if people who are watching this, if you're from America and you don't know what Spoons is, it's your version. I don't know what you have the equivalent of, but basically, you get like it's a pub. It is a pub joint chain, isn't it? Really, it was like a restaurant chain with very cheap alcohol.
Yeah,
I was driving, so I obviously couldn't drink. We had food, and instead of a meal, you can get like 3 small dishes for £10, which is very good.
Meal deal.
Basically, kind of, yeah. So I thought halloumi fries, lovely, and they were the nicest halloumi fries I've had from Spoons anywhere. It was a really good Spoons, to be fair. We ate it outside; it was lovely.
Yeah.
I thought I want some wings, so I got 10 wings, and I had a third choice left because it basically becomes more expensive if you only get 2.
Yeah.
And there was nothing else I wanted, so I thought I'll just get some more wings. I didn't really take into account how much 20 wings actually is. 20 wings is a lot of wings, ladies and gentlemen. That's a lot of wings. There's not a lot on a wing, but 20 is a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, so don't do that. They were nice. Don't get me wrong, they were nice, and they were like for £10 for 20 wings, and like, I think 7 or 8 halloumi fries. It's why I am like a.
It's what you go to McDonald's. Like you go chicken nuggets. You go 6, 9, or 20. You think, well, I could probably do 20, and then you don't realize how much 20.
Yeah. Do you know the best thing? 21. I used to have a Volkswagen Polo. My brother has not mine, but the same thing of Polo, and he discovered after I sold mine that the 20 nuggets box, there's like a square cutout in the dashboard to hold like loose change and things like that. Perfectly fits.
I know. I've got it in my Golf.
Perfectly fits.
It's fantastic.
It's next level.
Yeah.
Anyway, right, we stop talking about food. I'm not even hungry. To be fair, that meal deal filled me up so much. I'm not even hungry now, and that's not often for me.
Yeah.
Anyway, right, that will do. I've been Mike. You have been
Tubbs.
We'll be back. We'll be back when we're back. I'm not going to make any promises of when it's going to be, because it won't be next week. So I'm on holiday. Hopefully, we'll get some. When the full season, if season still doesn't feel like it started, it's a weird one. We're already through quarter 1, but like it's usually around about the Christmas period that I really feel the grind and the the nitty gritty of the season. Because before, or the start of next year, like the February, March time, that's usually when I get to the majority of my cups. Because Christmas
It's
is
'cause,
over.
like, there's no quarters, so there's no like rush to do anything. That's why.
No, I thought it is going to be good because my first quarter hasn't been great. A lot better than last year's. I didn't think I got any points in my first quarter last year, so I'm getting there. I was really downhearted before Canuck. I was at 40 points,
Mm.
and then it just a little thing like that can really turn not necessarily your season around, but like your mindset around.
That's what you need, yeah.
And I actually feel going forward now, right, Reading Cup, I'm going to go there a little less pressure on me. Even though I said I've done 3 cups, I've made points at 2 of them, but when you go to a regional and you don't make points, you just feel like it's almost like a bit of a wasted journey.
Yeah.
It was great to see everyone, but really, points is the minimum you want, especially if you're going to go for Worlds. And especially, I'm going to Worlds anyway this year. It's in the UK, I'm going.
Thing is, though, if you can get top 128 at internats, which is 100 points, and do good at cups and challenges, you're likely to get the invite anyway.
It's because like my past 2 regionals and internats have been awful.
Yeah.
I missed my winning into points twice at Bristol.
Yeah.
And Berlin was just a train wreck.
Yeah, but we're going to smash it this Berlin.
I'm really looking forward to this Berlin. Berlin, we need to stay closer, I think.
Yeah.
That travelling, I think that my
go
head.
like a couple of days before and do a boot camp.
Yeah. Or it depends on my holiday. My holidays next year. We'll discuss that afterwards. This is not needed for the podcast.
Yeah.
All right. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.